How can you build relationships in a remote working environment? I hear this argument a lot from people who are really in favor of going back in the office, but it's assuming one thing. It's assuming that relationships can only be built when there's proximity, which I would argue isn't true. For example, I've worked in offices and not really gotten to know anybody. Obviously, you have the small talk, you find out what people have done on the weekends, but that doesn't really mean that you're getting to know people or building relationships. I would argue that relationships are done when there's intentionality with conversation and you're putting yourself out there in an intentional way, which you can do remotely. You can text people, you can call people, you can do Zoom calls. Now, if you want to get that face to face, which I think is super important, you can do that. And maybe it's doing it biannually or every quarter and having an offsite where you're all getting together face to face. But I think this argument of the only way to build relationships is in the office is flawed, and it really doesn't get to the root of what relationships are about.